In England, our community, myself, Obeji, our friends, we refer to the BBC as the Biased Broadcasting Corporation. And this is a common issue. We are British citizens and we pay a hefty amount every year to the BBC. And so we are forever complaining to them that this is inappropriate, this is not fair, this is imbalanced. And yet they project a very powerful voice across the globe. And I know that here in India, the BBC has a very large footprint. I'm in conversations at a very high level to try and change some of the ways in which they continuously present the negative and diminish the positive. But I'll share with you...
At least they listen to us, unlike our own media here. At least the BBC will listen to us.
Well, yeah, we have to batter them through the social media.
Yeah.
Well, they do listen, but when the effects are actually enacted, then we will know that they're listening with open ears as opposed to, yes, we'd love to come to your mandir and have some rasmalai with you and then do nothing at all, which is a fairly common policy. But I wanted to share the other dimension, and that is that I work with interfaith, and so I was invited to an interfaith gathering where we had a very large number of Christian scholars and a very large number of Muslim scholars, and a huge invited audience. And so I was there as the lone dharmic voice, and I think I was there to add a bit of balance and colour, which in my case is not particularly too much colour. But at the end of 2 days, I was asked to offer an opinion on what I'd seen and what I'd heard, and they said, if you had one wish, what would you wish for our communities on the basis of the time you've spent with us? And so I responded that I'm an Indian, so I'd like to have 2 wishes if that's okay. And they said, yes, have 2. And I said, the first thing you have to do is you must have your priests allowed to marry. Because your culture is so heavily masculine energy, it's imbalanced, and this is causing a huge problem to society. And I didn't realize at the time, but I suddenly attracted 500 or 600 fans from the ladies the Irish ladies who were present at this conference, and they were all, oh, this man's okay. And the second thing that I said to them was that you must allow the divine feminine to permeate in all aspects of your existence. This was actually in Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland has had identity crises for such a long period of time. And anybody who is a practitioner of any aspect of Gyan Yoga and Yoga will know that in order to balance your own manomaya kosh, you have to purify it, and to do that you need Shakti. And if they are decrying Shakti throughout all their practices, they have a very imbalanced view of life, and they can't handle their own Shakti, never mind teaching to everybody else. But one aspect which they're very, very strong with is that they are happy to teach others on what is wrong with what they are doing. And we, as a naturally naive and innocent, closer to divinity society, remember, in order to become divine, you have to have the innocence of a child. But that also makes us vulnerable. And so we respond more often than not overly to criticisms, and we imbibe them, we take them into our being, and that's a problem for us. So with regard to adhikar, we need to be very careful about whose criticisms we actually listen to. Obeji's painted a very dark picture, but it's still the icing on the cake. There is so much more which is yet hidden. Britain has had 5 investigations into sexual abuse of children, and all 5 have lapsed because the people who were leading them were unable to complete them, take them through to conclusion. Now, you won't hear of this, and as Indians, we don't talk negatively about our neighbours. We look at every country as having its own problems, so it's not our role as dharmic neighbours to be able to say, actually, here's a wound, let's pick it a little bit more. But not every society, not every nation does that. And so we need to become just perhaps a little bit more aware of that.